In today's episode, the amazing Maya Ford and Cynthia Washington will be interviewing Mr. Ryan Dunn of the Basil Company. Take it away, guys.
Tuning into Biz My Kids, the quarantine edition. My name is Nikki Watson, and I just want to let you know that our future is so bright. Why? You're about to see young scholars pour their heart out, want to know what does it take to be successful. They'll be interviewing today's business leaders to learn how to be tomorrow's business leaders. They will break down those communication barriers between different generations. Thank you all for tuning into Business Minds, where we train the kings and the queens of the future. Today, we'll talk to Ms. Pat Robertson. She'll be interviewed by Janiyah Wilson and Cameron Kelly. Take it away, guys.
Hello, my name is Janiyah Wilson, and I am here to interview Miss Patricia Robinson. Okay, so my first question is, when did Colin Kaepernick first approach you about know your rights? When did he first approach you with the idea, and when did he ask you to kind of help him with it?
Yeah, he didn't approach me. I think it was in 2016. The co-founder, who happens to be his girlfriend Nessa, actually works in the radio station here, and so we were having a discussion, and I found out about the Know Your Right. Well, I found out about him, and then I understood him kneeling, and she told me about this camp that they were doing and invited me to participate as a volunteer on the next one. And then that January, I went as a volunteer to participate, and I was overwhelmed to see what work was going on. It was their second camp, and then from there, they just kept inviting me to different cities with them, and every city that I went to, I just started to do more and more work because I loved it and because I realized it was helping people. And so through that, I was able to meet him, and we have this great relationship. We all have it in common on what we're trying to do for our community. So it's kind of like I volunteer. So the key lesson here is that good opportunities come when you volunteer. So volunteering doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get paid, but it's for good reward, and other things can come of that.
That's nice. Thank you. And so, nice. Thank you. And so, let's see. My second question is, how do you plan to uplift the African-American community? Are you planning an initiative with Colin Kaepernick alongside KYRC?
Man, you're smart. I love these questions. So even though that I work for him in terms of supporting the Know Your Rights camp, I still represent myself and what is important for Patricia Robinson to impact. So in order for anything to be excellent, the person that's involved has to subscribe to a place where they are doing good work, right? So every day when I go to my regular job, I do really good work. Anything that I'm involved in, I do the best that I can so that my work can be recognized. We are working on some amazing things that are hopefully going to come to fruition in 2021. Our plan is eventually to make the camp bigger and take it so that it can be worldwide. And also stay in contact with the organizations that we worked with in the past. So we're doing great work. So the key to making anything better is to start with yourself and do a good job no matter what. When I grew up, I always sat down and I said, if I do a good job, it's going to be for me, whether someone is looking or not. And that's how I kind of went through my career. Just anything that I do, I don't wait for people to come and look at it and acknowledge it for good work. I do it as if it's always going to be good work.
Thank you. And so now my final question is, what are your beliefs and goals, or even opinion of ways to help our community?
This is a next generation leader right here. Do you hear these questions? So what are my beliefs and goals? I believe that we have not been platformed as Black and Brown communities. I believe that we have not had our opportunity to show who we really are and the strength that we have in a multitude of ways, in business and education and finance, and we haven't been given that. And so the other piece about that is that no one is going to give us anything. We have to assert ourselves and take power over the things that we're in control of. If you think about sports, right? Most of the sports players in any sports arena, whether it's basketball or football, are primarily Black, right? So if you think about these big corporations are not oftentimes run by Black executives. They're run by non-Black executives, Caucasian people, or not us. Why is that? That doesn't seem right. How is it that we are the ones that are exercising the talent, doing everything that we need to do to make them millions of dollars, but our communities are suffering? So we have to change that. We have to become really smart business people, really smart in school, really smart with our money, really smart with our voices, not being afraid to talk and advocate for yourself so that we can get to the right places and get in the right places to open the doors and take what's ours.
Thank you. And I definitely agree with that.
You are super smart.
Thank you.
Thanks. Cameron, it's on you for your question.
Good afternoon, Ms. Robinson.
Hello.
I have a question for you too. How do you feel about the All Lives Matter movements? All Lives Matter. How do you feel about that?
I don't believe that an All Lives Matter movement matters to me until Black Lives Matter is fully recognized and given its full value. So I can't even acknowledge it. I don't look into it. I don't know what it represents because Black Lives Matter, and that has not been recognized and acknowledged, and we are not in the place that we need to be. So I don't feel anything about it because I don't acknowledge it.
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean I have hate in my heart or I'm inhumane. It's just that I'm pro Black Lives Matter. Like, that's important. That's where I'm keeping my focus at.
Okay, thank you. What drove you to be at a young age?
Yeah, so I don't necessarily work in the radio station around a lot of cool people that do work on the mic. I work in the business area, but I get to deal with everybody here. And I just happened to get this job because I was really good at math. And 20 years ago, there was a job that opened up in the radio station that needed someone that was really good at math. It was a business accountant, business accountant. And I was able to fill that role. And then from there, I was able to grow and recognize that there are different things in the radio station that they needed. And then I kind of changed my career path a little bit to focus on human resources.
Okay, thank you. And last question. How is it behind the scenes at I Know My Rights camp? How is it?
Man, yeah, that's like an amazing experience. It's full of energy. It's full of camaraderie. It's a safe space for us. We get to enjoy each other's perspectives. We're all on the same page about our purpose. We're all really passionate about making an impact wherever we go. And we respect each other. And that's the most important part, is that we come from different parts of the world and we're a diverse group, but we all have one thing in common. And we have in common that we believe in our founder of the program. We believe in what he represents. And we believe that we're on the right side of history and joining with him and going across the country and making an impact to make things better for you guys, to make things better in places where we don't get light and attention. So it's a great experience.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have
Thank
for you.
you. Okay.
All right, I'll Business Minds, where we train the kings and queens of the future. Doing a recap, Ms. Robinson talked to us about volunteering, showing up, doing the work, and they want to take the camp worldwide. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you.
So, yep, that's it. So thank you, Ms. Robinson, for doing
Thank you.
us.
Thank you for watching Business Minds Kids, where we train the kings and queens of the future.